Don't watch that. Watch this. This is the heavy, heavy monster sound.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Haberdashery Show. It's been a long, long time since we've been on the air. With me, as always, my buddy, my pal, G.I. How are ya?
Good evening, Funky. How you going, mate? I feel funny looking at myself on this screen. I
know.
People are sort of looking at us and thinking, is this what these people actually look like while on radio? Maybe they should go back to radio.
Yeah, I think they prefer it that way. At least they can imagine something else, except for the people we know, obviously.
Of course.
They probably wish we weren't even on. But it is it's great back, GI, just trialling something different for us, because really, yeah, it's taken. Well, when did lockdown start?
March.
We got this idea in April.
Yeah, 2013.
And
we predicted this lockdown.
Oh yeah, this was predicted. But if you go back, Haberdashery Show, back when we were on the radio, GI, this was a prediction. I'm sure you mentioned it. You spoke about a virus.
Definitely, it was definitely after one of those nights out that we had. And our wife said that's it. You're never going out of the house ever again. And that was the start of the lockdown.
And this is because of them, essentially what's happened. Their wish has come true, not just for us, but the world.
Everyone blames China. It wasn't. It was our wives.
It was our wives.
It was wives' house. It wasn't Wuhan.
Do you grimace every time you talk about, what we used to do? Like, because I know we were like texting the other day, because this time last year we were in Noosa and Brisbane and stuff, and had an absolute ball.
Oh, magnificent. Great time.
And looking at it now in the photos, and it's just like, it's so depressing. You just want to be there again.
Oh, well, but the thing is that we've been stuck in these four walls for the last, since March. Yeah. 7 days a week, 20. Yeah. Well, no, I won't say 24 hours, because I only work 3 a day. So, but stuck in the house. I mean, the only time you get to go out is for a coffee, do a bit of shopping, and then you're back in the house again. It's getting
What do you mean
hard,
for a coffee? What do you mean for a coffee? You can't go for a coffee.
Of course you can. It's essential.
Oh, is it? If you're Italian.
Yeah, of course. That's right. It's essential. Yeah. Even though I've got a coffee machine here, I still go out every morning to go get a coffee.
Yeah, exactly.
For my good wife and myself, and sometimes for my daughter. Well,
we've coincidentally bumped into each other a few times down at the bakery while I was buying some loaves of bread, and I think you're getting some bread rolls and stuff. And our other friend Frank happened to wander past at the same time.
He was getting some biscuits, and that's how it happens. People actually come past, and you do meet up, unfortunately.
So how stringent do you think people are taking the lockdown? I know obviously the 8 o'clock, 5 o'clock curfew, it's taken reasonably serious, but are people taking liberties?
I think this is a good point. Good point that you've brought up here, Funky, because I do feel that some of the people out there aren't taking this lockdown seriously enough. I don't believe there are certain factions out there that haven't taken this seriously enough. I mean, I still see people driving around.
Where? Yeah.
Uber drivers, Uber deliveries.
Actually, that should be just a blanket. Oh, and I suppose people could take Ubers back home from work. Can't they? They should be.
I don't know. Can they?
Yeah.
I don't know. What's
at work, we have a letter. We have an exemption letter that says, look, we're going to and from work. We're allowed to be out between these particular hours because there's sort of shift sort of stuff. So, yeah, maybe. But what's stopping really, like, you and I whipping up a letter to say, yeah, we're working and we can be out at 2 o'clock in the morning?
Isn't it a permit?
Yeah, the permit, yeah.
Yeah, but isn't it a government-sanctioned permit, or is it just a letterhead from your work?
It's just a letterhead. Oh, no, I was doing some up today at work and just, yeah.
Forging?
I'm not forging.
How much? How much?
I've got them up on eBay now. Anybody wants a work permit, just check out the Haberdashery Boys on YouTube.
If you need a permit.
If you need a permit, mate, come see us. We'll get
we've got one available for you. You know, if you want to go from like your girlfriend's house to your mistress's house to your wife's house, we've got a permit for you.
What's stopping? Really, realistically, what's stopping anyone from whipping one up?
$5,000 fine.
I think it's 8,000 and 20,000 for the company if it's but if it's a bogus company.
The bogus company gets 20 grand. That's right. Yeah. You just fill in. You can have it online and just fill in the name, can't you?
Yeah. No, it's literally all you need is a company name, a business name, an address, an ABN. You need your name, date of birth, your address, and the hours that you're doing this work. You do have to fill in what type of work or whatever it is. But
would you just turn around and say that, because I'm Australian, I don't need to give you my name and address anymore?
All right, let's touch on something, right? And it's something.
Yeah, I'm an Australian. I don't need to give you that information.
You know how
if I get pulled over by the police.
How distressing and irritated I get when you see these guys in cars who want 15 minutes of fame and glory on a current affair or Channel 9 or whatever news or whatever. So, I don't have to provide. They've watched, some ranting lunatic on YouTube or Facebook Live or something saying, your civil liberties and rights are at risk here. They're keeping you down. These people don't know what they're doing. They can't fine you. It's against the law. Well, it's the law. It is the law. If a policeman says to you, show me some ID, show me your license, you need to produce that license and ID. Now, it hasn't just come into effect now, Gio. It's been around since Burke and Wills sort of got off the beaten track and sort of found their way into an automobile.
Well, even if the police say, show me the money, I mean, still got to show it. You've got to give it to them. But I reckon bring back the old phone book and the
oranges. And the bag of oranges.
The doorknobs in the bag and everything. Yeah, I reckon if these people refuse, corporal punishment. They deserve to be beaten.
There was one
dragged out of the car.
Yeah, there was that lady on the news a while ago where she, look how tough I'm going to be. Well, there were two, GI, and I think one was that very first one. Remember, she was on her way to Queensland.
On the border.
Yeah, and she goes, I don't have to show you anything, and she intimidated. It was a youngish type policeman. Flashed a bit of cleavage or whatever she did and sort of said, look, this is too hard for me. Get on your way. Maybe she's right. He started doubting himself. She made this policeman doubt himself. And the next thing you know, where do you find her?
Yeah. On Facebook.
Where was she, Gio? What was she doing?
Yeah, she was on Facebook. Didn't she have she had her own porn site or something? Something like that. She had a special site where she was showing... She was a topless waitress or something.
Is that work?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe the police recognised her. Maybe that cop recognised her.
Yeah, no, that was her job. She was a topless waitress or something. Then they started posting all these... Well, she had to get rid of her Facebook page because she started copying all these hate mail on it.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So people just continuously started... And then she had enough and she shut it off. Yeah. So
it worked against her. It actually worked against her, all that.
Yeah, well, then I had to stop phoning her as well.
Delete everything before somebody sees the message.
That was the other problem, I suppose. They leaked their phone number, sorry.
Did you cut the membership or you still got it?
Yeah. No,
cut it. And the other one more recently was the lady, and I think it was just local. It wasn't too far away. It was down Roxby or down Hume Highway or somewhere, I think, and... said, I don't have to show you my license. And you literally see the cop pulling her out of the car. It just ripped out of the seat. And all you see is this little hand from the driver saying, dear, calm down. And she's screaming at the door. Really, I loved it. It's good. It's great. But they got a tough job. These cops, they got a tough job, these cops.
Look, if it was up to me, if I was a cop, I wouldn't be a cop to begin with because it's just no gratitude. You're only
too
wanted
short
when you're needed, and
you're
when
too
you're
short.
needed,
I think
you're not wanted.
Yeah, good point. It'd be a tough job. It's a tough job.
couldn't do it, but I have every respect for them, and I think people out there should start get off their high horses and start doing it. I have a theory behind all these people being like this.
Okay. Oh, theories. We're only got a couple
have
of
a
minutes
theory.
in.
No,
There's
I
a
have a
theory
theory.
coming
Even
out of
about the
Reed.
protesters.
Tell me. Bring it.
I'm saying that the protesters are only minimum wages. All right? So they're protesting for not going back to work because they're getting paid a shitload of money. So the more that they stay out, the more money they make.
Well, I think that's going to change shortly because they are reducing the benefits, I think, end of the month. And there will be, there are obligations they have to meet now to get that money. Because before you didn't have to report in or you didn't have to look for jobs or whatever it was. I think there are obligations there. But now they're going to have to. So...
Well, a letter from my mother's not sufficient anymore?
No. You can't say, Joe looked for 10 jobs this week. He mopped the floor. He washed the grape leaves, the lemon tree. He peed on it at in the afternoon.
Washed my back, washed my feet.
Yes, they're not legitimate jobs. You can just say that.
Took the ladies' rubbish bins outside.
Employment. Have you ever forgotten to put the bins out?
Oh no, my son doesn't forget at all.
Poor Max. He's not even the size of the bin.
Every time he forgets, I'll wake him up at 1 o'clock or 2 o'clock in the morning or something when I wake up and tell him to go get the bins out if he forgets them. So he's learnt now. He does that really well.
I hate that mad dash because I've done it a couple of times and you get the nudge. I go, no, I've got to get up in the morning. No. The bins. I go, it's a bit kinky. What's going on? He goes, no, did you put the bins out? Well, is this a euphemism for something? Because I'm still asleep. I go, what? What are you talking about? The bins are rubbish bins. Well, you've taken 20 minutes to wake me up to tell me. Surely you could have gone and done them. I mean, bins don't discriminate as to who takes them out. But
there's certain things that women won't do.
Go downstairs. I'll bring them out. Now, it's 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning, whatever it is. Is there a point to getting dressed, putting pants on? No.
Oh, you got to have something on. You can't go out naked.
I got me undies. That's what I'm not wearing a nightgown when I go to bed.
I find that I'm at a bit of disadvantage if I forget the bins, because across the road gets theirs before mine. So if I forget mine, theirs already have gone past.
Yeah, same. Yes.
I don't have the opportunity to run across the street and put my bin on their side, so they get picked up afterwards or something like that. So I'm at a disadvantage in that regard.
But
so I have to get the bins out.
The advantage there is that you hear them. You hear them cut the truck coming on their side, so that's where you get the nudge. You go, get up, get out.
Who hears crap at that time of the morning?
What you don't? What do you mean?
Never hear the rubbish bins, guys. I'm usually up before them anyway. They come around about 7 o'clock in the morning around our house.
Yeah. Same.
So we're all right because I've been up for a couple of hours.
It's about 6ish. They come around, yeah. Oh, I hate that. What's the point of getting dressed? There's no one out there. Who's going to see you? You're worried about offending a rubbish truck driver. You seen the way these guys dress?
Flash the rubbish truck driver.
Do you?
A bit of this.
I know they banned it before, or they frowned upon it. But at Christmas and New Year's Eve, do you leave a little bottle for the?
It's against the law. You can't leave bottles. You can't leave gifts for them anymore.
Why?
That stopped ages ago.
I still do it. Christmas and New Year, I've been doing it for years.
Little do you know that it's your neighbours that are actually taking it. It's not the truck driver. It's not the garbage.
No wonder I saw that 14-year-old kid looking for kebabs in the middle of the night. He's nicked a couple and then got hungry all of a sudden. I'll have to apologise to the neighbours. I'm sorry.
He started him off young. Now he's got an alcohol problem.
So you don't do it?
No, never done it.
What do you mean never done it? What do you leave, a rose or something? A floral bouquet?
Extra rubbish.
Extra rubbish on the top. Squeeze this in, will you?
Squeeze it in. I've got some more wrapping to give you. Yeah, this just came out last week. Why?
I hate it.
Do you
I hate
seriously?
Go on.
Do you seriously put something out for the garbage guys?
Yeah, Christmas and New Year. Yeah, absolutely. I put I won't put a whole 6-pack, but I'll put 2 beers or so, 2 or 3 beers.
Oh, gee, okay.
Yeah, absolutely. Always done
Fair
that.
enough.
Always done that.
Fair enough. No, lucky you. Do they change or have they made any difference in regards to the way they pick up your rubbish?
Yeah, they keep breaking my lid because it's only on one hinge.
There you go. See? There you go. Yeah.
Are your lids broken? Is the hinge on yours broken?
No, mine's. I had it replaced. I had one of my bins early days when I first moved in and everything.
Yeah.
It got broken.
Yeah.
I think it fell over and a car hit it or something like that. And ripped the hinge and broke a tyre, so a wheel or something like that. So I rang up the council and they came and replaced it. I don't know, 2 days later.
Yeah,
ever since.
I've had them replaced before. Yeah.
No, it's been fantastic. I can tell you, it's really, really great.
Yeah.
So I actually got an extra yellow bin as well for recycling.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. No, well, I just compact everything in. Comes to we get our bins picked up on the Wednesday. Well, tonight I got to bring it tonight. Tonight's Tuesday, but I compact everything in. Like Anita, the wife, the kids, I'll say, "Oh, can you put this in the bin?" Oh, it doesn't fit, so they'll just leave it at the front door. The garbos aren't going to come to the front door. You need to bring it to them. They don't come to you. So I got to get out there. I'll cut them up, slice them up, and press them in there, compact it in again. I always manage to fit it in, always.
Are there certain things in the household that you do that your wife doesn't do or the kids don't do that you're expected to do?
Bins.
Why is that?
Why? What else?
There's
Not
this
really.
unwritten rule that men have to take the garbage out and mow the grass, and women have to do the washing.
The grass. I always do the grass. I get that, but I mean, no. She.
Why?
To my wife's credit, she does. She takes the bins out when I forget, but not in the morning. But she'll take it out the night before. Yeah.
Well, but even emptying out the internal bins to the garbage bag. Let's say that.
Oh no, that's everyone. Everyone does that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh no, not in my household. We're like the Simpsons. They keep throwing more rubbish on top and stapling it so it won't fall down. Until I decide.
The reason everyone does it now is for that reason, because it's like playing. What's that game? Not Yahtzee. What's that game where you stack the wood on top of each other? There.
Oh, Jenga.
Jenga. Yeah. They play Jenga with the internal rubbish. You just see things stacked on top. And I say, I go off at them, and now, they empty it.
Oh, I go off them as well, but no one does anything until I actually take the bin out. Well, I keep saying, why is it that you have to wait for me to take it out before the rubbish gets empty?
Yeah,
and then you're dragging it because it's that full of crap that there's liquid in it and everything like that, and you're dragging it, lifting it up, and you're leaving a trail.
You gotta let the dog in. You gotta let the dog in to clean it up. Yeah,
it's right. The dog has to come in and lick it all up.
Hey, how have you survived with the the shopping bags? Because now you got to pay. There's no shopping bags.
Yeah.
And putting them in the bins. Because I know if you're, an ethnic Italian, especially, Greek, who knows, we probably had 4 or 5 years supply of garbage of shopping bags that you'd roll up and stuff away, and then put in the bin. And now we don't have that anymore.
No, you're quite correct. Well, no, what we do is we go to the vegetable stores or Safeway when we get the vegetable bags. And you get the little plastic bags.
The little plastic things.
Yeah.
They don't fit as a bin liner. They don't fit as a bin liner.
You double it up. You have to put extra bags in type of thing. You fill one up, take it out, put it into a big garbage bag next to it.
How big's your bin?
Huh?
How big's your bin? Like this big?
25 litres. It's a full-size bin.
So what do you say? You put rubbish in the little plastic bag and just throw that in the bin?
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah, of course. Why? What do you do?
I think, no, well, we just buy plastic bags now.
No, you buy plastic bags for the bins, yeah, of course.
Do you see the irony of that, though? They ban single-use plastic bags, yet they still Glad is making a massive killing here, selling plastic bags that you used to get for free. You used to get them for free. Glad. Here's a conspiracy theory. Here's one for you, bloody Glad. This is a realistic one that they wanted us to get rid of all these single-use plastic bags just so they can make a killing. Bloody Dan Andrews.
Glad they did it. Dan Andrews?
Yeah, he was probably involved somehow with the Chinese.
Don't be
knocking 5G towers.
Don't knock Dan the man. He's at a 62% rating at the moment. It's gone up from 57 last month to 62. Mate, the man's he has changed Victoria. That's going to be the new slogan. That's going to be on our license plates. Victoria. Changed. We're going to be known as the ghetto of Australia.
Victoria, the slums.
We're in trouble, aren't we? We're in trouble.
Well, look, yeah, I think we're in a bit of trouble, but the hope, I suppose, is once we come out of this, and we will come out of it, there's no doubt about that. But everyone's going to go on a massive party spree, just spending every last red cent that they have, trying to get the economy up and going again. And there are plans in there, GI, but what would you do? What would you do to boost the economy?
The minute we come out of COVID, it'll be like a New Year's party.
Every day.
You count down the date, the time of release, which will be the midnight of the Sunday, and just celebrate for the next 2 or 3 days.
Yeah.
And then do it again on the end of the month.
Yeah.
And then do it again on New Year's Eve.
Should we do it every time at all the different stages that they're listed?
Yeah. Every week. Just do it every week, and because you're guaranteed you're going to get locked down again.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
It's impossible. How could you not get stopped being locked down if you don't have a vaccine? The minute you open it up, someone gets sick, it's just going to spread to everybody, isn't it?
Yeah, but look, Queensland and New South Wales, all these guys, even South Australia,
they're
WA,
not counting anything.
Yeah, I know, but they're having apparently 0 cases. Is that because no one's getting tested?
That's right. No one's doing testing. No one's counting them. Have a look at England.
Yeah, they're going
England at the moment, they're all of a sudden now going into a second lockdown.
Yeah. As long as they can get down to the boozer, they're all right.
Yes.
I'll tell you what I hate.
What's that?
Starting conversations during this lockdown and COVID. I talk to you often enough, and that's not a problem. I don't know how you feel, but I'll ring a couple of mates. You ring them up and go, "Oh, g'day, how you going?" "Oh, yeah, here we are." "True, yeah, I know. What you been doing?" "Well, what can I do?" "True, I know. Sorry, I rang." It's just like, I just want to see how you are. "Well, how else am I?" "Well, all right, that's enough. All right." Then they'll start, "What have you been doing?" I go, "Nothing. What can you do?" It's just a vicious circle. It's just like, I'm just going to go home and just stay home and just not talk to anyone.
But our work is actually starting to tell us we need to take some time off. They say that to start organising to have some days off so you don't have to be at work. How can you not be at work?
It's as stupid as now. The kids are on school holidays. They've been home. And they're on holidays.
That's exactly Where's the change?
What is the change?
Yeah, that's the killer. All of a sudden, they're sort of saying, what they've done is our workers turned around and said they're giving us, if you have 3 days off in a row, they'll give you a day to have any time up until the 31st of January.
Serious?
Yeah. They've said that they'll give you 1 for 3.
Let me ask you this question, Gio. How many times did you ask for leave and were not able to go previously?
Sorry?
How many times before COVID, did you ask to go on leave, like you wanted to take holidays and you were knocked back?
Never. I've never been knocked back on holidays.
Oh, there goes that argument. Thanks a lot. I was hoping
No,
it'd be a bit of a talking point. You could have played along at least.
Why? But I've never been
Haven't you?
knocked back for any holiday that I've actually put in. I've been actually one of the things that I've been very lucky about is that other than maybe 1 or 2 work-life balance days that I wanted to have that fell probably dubiously before a holiday or a long weekend or something like that. That may have been knocked back. But when it came to holidays, no, never. I've never had an issue in regards to, touch wood, any time that I wanted some time off or anything like that, I've always had it. Why? Have you been knocked back with holidays?
No, I haven't. I used to knock people back, but I never knocked.
That's different.
But how do you put in your leave? Do you do the but I've already booked a flight. I have to go. Well, I'm sorry. No.
Yeah,
have you done that before?
That's pretty dirty though. If you do something like that, you book your flight and then you say, I've got to have the leave because I've booked the flight.
Yeah, I used to get it all the time.
That's not right. I have seen that happen.
I used to get it all the time. It was there.
So what did you used to do? So what would you do on that?
Well, you'd have a chat to them and say,
their word?
Well, I did actually ask for to see it once, yeah.
But what, you wanted to see their boarding passes?
I wanted to see the booking, yeah, absolutely. Because I didn't believe them.
You're a prick.
Why?
What would you want that for?
How do you book a holiday and then go and take leave?
Yeah, but
you ask for leave, you get it, then you go book the holiday. That's the right way to do it. What if I had 4 people away on that day? How am I going to go, you can go?
What if? Everything's a what if with you and your positions. You've got to let people, if they put in these holidays, you've got to give it to them, sunshine.
No, it's not the right way.
Let them be happy. Stop being a Scrooge.
I'm not being a Scrooge. It's
you are.
business.
It's business. When you're in management, you're a Scrooge.
It's business, GI. It's a business.
Yeah. It was a bit like business over there, wasn't it?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Nothing. Keep moving.
Here's a business. Here's something. He talked about business and holidays. This is something I saw. I don't know whether you saw it or not. But Will Smith, The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Did you ever watch it?
Oh, yeah, I didn't mind it. I thought it was all right. I didn't mind Will. I like Will Smith.
Yeah, so I maybe a couple of episodes here and there. I wasn't a massive fan, but apparently they're rebooting it. They're bringing redoing it. It's coming out again. But,
are they?
Yeah.
Well, is he going to reprise the part?
Yeah, I think so. I believe so. I'm not sure.
Or are they going to get his son to do it or his daughter?
Well, I don't know how involved he is. I'm not sure yet. But but as an offshoot of that, the house where they stayed, it was a big mansion. You remember? It was a big white building. It looked like
that was wasn't that in Atlanta or something like that, or no, it was Bel-Air.
It was in Bel-Air.
That's right. It was in Bel-Air.
Unless they filmed
Hence the reason it was the Fresh.
They may have filmed it in Davenport in Tassie, but it was meant to be Bel-Air. Yeah.
Could you imagine a house like that in Davenport? Hey, we got a house. Look at that house.
That house is as big as Devonport. If you've ever been there, that house is as big. That house is the port, the airport, and everything. Anyway, but you can actually go to Airbnb and book that house and have a stay there.
And what? And have a Fresh Prince experience.
Well, yeah, I doubt whether they'll be there, but you can actually book the house and do it. Would you go there? Just because it's the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air house, would you book it?
Oh, not necessarily that. If it was another house, like something like another famous house, probably.
Like what? Like a famous, like the Munsters. Would you stay if the Munsters?
Or the Munsters, that would be
their house, or the Addams Family, or one of those.
The Addams Family. Oh no, the Addams Family, because you'll be walking around for Cousin It and Thing.
Well, you know where I'd like to stay? I'd like to Seinfeld, Jerry's apartment.
Would you?
Yeah, that'd be cool.
You can do the tour in New York.
Because I know you'd be like Kramer and you just barge it in there. Yeah.
I know when we went to New York, they had the Seinfeld tour, which takes you to the coffee shop that they all hang out at.
Yeah.
And the Soup Nazis shop.
Oh, okay. Did you go?
No. And they also had the Sopranos tour as well.
Did you
which
go to
took
that?
you to 5 cafes, a pizza restaurant, and a cemetery.
Is it Butter Bing? Is it Butter Bing? Is that what the
Butter Bing's,
the
yeah. Butter Bing's was the strip
the
joint. That's
nightclub?
not.
Yeah.
I don't think that's
that was
real.
that was his head office, wasn't it?
There's a few things.
Head office, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's right. There was a few things there for him. So yeah, and his office as well.
What about the Cosby Show's apartment? Would you stay there?
Oh, that'd be a tad creepy.
You wouldn't stay. Hey, Dad, you wouldn't go to the. That's a whole Thailand tour, that one there, isn't it?
That's.
Are we on the line at the moment?
Very close. Very close. Are they sharing a cell? Bill Crosby and the guy from Hey Dad?
No. The guy from Hey Dad, he's only at Long Bay, isn't he? I don't know.
I thought they'd be pen pals. Sharing experiences. Oh, yes.
But there've been some cool houses like that to stay at.
Well,
Like,
I mean, they
what about
sold
Melrose?
recently.
Remember Melrose Place? You could stay at the, rent. A whole group of friends could just rent Melrose Place, and you could come in and out of that and whatever else they used to do.
Some people probably just say get your own life, but I mean that's just me personally. But just recently they sold the house in the castle in Coolaroo.
Oh yeah. That's not far from here, is it? It's just down by the
Just around the
airport.
corner. But what they did was someone actually brought the house itself.
Yeah.
Someone actually brought the block of land and the house, and they were going to pull it down. But then someone actually brought the house and then had that transported to the country.
Oh, so they've actually moved the house.
Yeah. They've actually moved the house now. I think that because they were going to pull it down and build something else because it's right next to the airport.
The serenity. They didn't move it to Bonnie Doon, did they? How good would that be?
I was trying to remember
They took
what
the
place
house,
was. Bonnie Doon, that's right.
moved it to Bonnie Doon. That'd be cool.
Moved it to
I'd
Bonnie
stay
Doon. Yes, the serenity. Definitely, he was like my father-in-law, that guy, Daryl Kerrigan.
Yeah, he does remind me of. Yeah, he does.
Everything went to the billiard room. Everything went to the pool room. So it was the same actually. I do remember that my father-in-law had presents still in the package.
Yeah.
In his wardrobe that had never been used.
Really?
Gift vouchers from Bunnings and things like that still sitting there.
Yeah.
Yeah, never been used. So yes, that when he got something that he really liked, it went straight to the cupboard.
Straight in the cupboard, never to come
Straight
out
in the
again.
cupboard. No, nothing's coming out.
Yeah. Well, I know my father-in-law. Yeah, it was pretty much the same, but he had a liquor cabinet, so he was more of a beer drinker than alcohol. The spirits and stuff. So you'd go there and there'd be bottles of Johnny. It was just Johnny Red that had been untouched for 30 years now. And I know it's not meant to age in a bottle, but
You're going to get potent.
it was, that was like he actually decanted it and put it into a crystal thing for me, and he gave it, and it was actually really, really good. Also had bottles of port and stuff that's gone, it's vanished, but it was nice.
Vapor.
No, I drank it. I wasn't going to let it go to waste. Ever tried 30-year-old port?
No.
Yeah, it was nice. Yeah, it was nice.
Never tried anything like that. I brought a 25-year-old Scotch once.
Yeah, what did he say?
He wasn't happy, I can tell you.
You can't be taking me home.
You're not taking this one with you.
Actually, have you, during this lockdown, have you found yourself drinking less or drinking more alcohol?
More. Yeah, I found myself that I'm probably having a drink a night.
Really?
Yeah, where previously I wouldn't have. I'd be lucky if I had one or two for the week. I'm finding that I'm probably having one a night, easy. I'll have a little nip of scotch or a little nip of port just before I go to bed.
Okay, that's interesting.
Why? You don't feel it? You haven't been doing that?
I've gone the opposite. I can't have one. I haven't had one.
Really?
No, not really. I don't even
Statistics
think
are showing that alcohol consumption has boomed with people, and that it's got to the point where it's become a real problem in some households.
Well,
that's what my wife says.
I can see where it's become a problem.
Yeah, it's what my wife says anyway. You become an alcoholic. You're having a drink every night. You come to bed. You're abusing the cat. Kicking the dog.
Well, at least you're doing it in the right order.
That's right. That's right. So that's the way it is at the moment. It's because look, I just find that it's just a little bit of a separation. That's all, just to break things up a little bit.
Yeah. No, I don't know. I just haven't had the yearning for it. I think I need to have company to do it.
Oh, I do. I have my own company. Sometimes I'm really happy with myself. It's the kind of person I am.
What about that time you had an argument and you didn't talk to yourself for 2 days?
I'm still fuming about that, I can tell you.
Yeah, you don't forget. You may forgive sometimes, but you don't forget.
Yeah. Now, have you been doing exercise during this COVID time? Have you started to go out and do things on your own or anything like that? Or are you starting to do a bit of running, a bit of gym work, a bit of cycling?
But the intent is there because I actually genuinely have gained 10 kilos. So when COVID started, obviously I got put off from my from that other gig I had at that food company. Yeah. So I wasn't really doing much for a while. Now when I picked up this other job, I've actually gone back to put on a business shirt. Just I thought I better dress up, and it's like this shirt's not fitting. It must have shrunk while it was sitting in the wardrobe. Has it been cold air breezing through this thing? And so I thought, I must be just that shirt. So I put another one on. That didn't, and I thought, what's going on here? And I don't usually weigh myself. I'm not one that would jump on and weigh, but I thought, I better do something here. So I've jumped on. I hit like 10 kilos just there. So I thought, I need to start maybe doing, some of the weights downstairs or go for a walk. But, I mean, walking, to me, it's good, it's nice. You have a bit of bonding, but it's not, physical exercise. So I've dusted the bike off GI and I've been powering around Pascoe Vale the last week or so. 2.
I gotta get my bike fixed. The reason I'm asking is that in Texas, a woman got kicked out of a gym because she showed 7.5 centimeters of midriff while doing exercises. I'm sort of thinking that
how much?
7.5 centimeters of midriff. Apparently, it's against the law in Tennessee to show more than 7.5 centimeters. I think
that's about 7.5.
I'm thinking that you trying to.
I better not show that. I won't show that. But
I was going to say, you trying to put on a business shirt, that'd be almost about 7.75 centimetres of missing shirt, wouldn't it?
7.5 centimetres of girth.
So I'm thinking that, would it matter that if you went to a gym, isn't that the whole idea that if someone's got the body or something like that, it doesn't matter what you wear?
Look, regardless, honestly, regardless of body, 7.5 centimetres, and you're hot and sweaty, you want to be comfortable, surely not. Where was this, Texas?
In Tennessee.
Tennessee. Do they have beaches in Tennessee?
I've got no idea.
Where is it positioned?
Is
Tennessee
landlocked.
Inland? Oh,
yeah, Tennessee's landlocked. But still, would it not be... I didn't realise that you would have like a dress code for people
gym.
that would go to the gym.
Yeah.
Isn't that you have like bicycle
astounding.
shorts or hot pants or something like that and a tank top or something that you would wear anyway?
Yeah, well, you usually wear that fishnet T-shirt to the gym and stuff.
Yeah. Until the headmaster told me
people get
shouldn't be wearing it at schools. Parent-teacher nights. That was the problem. That was the last time that I had a big problem with the fishnets. one of the teachers.
I got that vision. I just got that vision.
Don't knock the fishnets until you've tried them. That's all I can say.
Oh, true.
Okay.
True.
Until you've tried it.
I won't be donning the fishnets until I don't know until when. Until summer. I don't know.
Don't feel shamed about your body. Your body is your temple, so you should be.
Oh no,
with what
actually,
you've got.
I actually feel uncomfortable with it. I actually felt uncomfortable. So my body's my
give it
body.
a couple of weeks, you'll get used to it. Give it a couple of weeks, you get used to it. Believe me. Take it from someone who knows. Okay.
Yeah.
Been there, done that. Okay.
Yeah.
You do get used to it. So things is fine. You just have to buy extra big clothes.
No, that's why I'm not doing it. I don't want to buy a new wardrobe. I got too many good shirts and stuff in there. I don't want to do that.
That's all you have to do. You just have to go up the next couple of sizes.
No, mate. Gaining weight is bloody expensive. It's not
It is
because of all the
expensive.
food you eat and all the laziness, but it's having to get a new wardrobe of stuff. I
Very
can't do
true.
that.
Very true. I can tell you. I've had to get a new wardrobe.
Oh yeah, but you've lost a bit, haven't you?
Yes, I've lost a bit of weight. Not that you can tell.
Yeah, the haircut.
Yeah, that's what my son said. He came up to me and he goes, "When did you shave your head, Dad?" I said, "I've had this for about 4 years." He goes, yeah, no, I've only just noticed. He goes, "Must be the lack of beard." He said that really makes your head stand out. I said,
The focus goes to the head.
yeah, it's just.
Well,
I said, "Thank you very much." Well said. And that's someone who knows that doesn't know what morning is anymore.
Hey, school holidays.
Even before the school holidays, it didn't matter.
That's what I mean. Look, one of the things, I've just sort of jumped into this new job and got this team together. One of the first questions that I asked in the team was, is anybody here a hairdresser or is related to a hairdresser? Because the thing I'm missing as well is getting down to Lincoln Salon down there and getting the mop bloody trimmed up. It's so annoying.
You're a peacock, aren't you?
It's annoying.
You need the dressing, don't you?
I like to be tidy,
little
Gio. I want to be. My untidy 90s days they're gone,
Your little friend needs to be pruned and perched. Oh, are you missing your hairdresser?
Sorry, have you recently looked at yourself? Says he who has shaved with a T-square so that the line is nice and straight.
I don't need. All I need is some turtle wax and a cloth.
Hey, who was it? We had a friend. I'm trying to remember who it was. Incredibly hairy chest, but would shave to the neckline until he took his T-shirt off. And it's just hair in a V-neck shape. I was trying to remember who that was.
I can't remember. Who would do that?
Oh, I can't remember who it was. I just remember seeing. You think I had nicely shaved ears, then off comes a T-shirt, and the hair is down to a V. So it's perfectly just inside
made
the
himself
V-neck.
into a vest.
Yeah.
Shaved around the arms.
See my vest, see my vest, see my vest. Yeah.
Ah, yes. But you've missed your hairdresser, haven't you, young fella?
I have, absolutely.
I know. And also someone to manicure your nails as well, is it? And pedicures?
Now you're being ridiculous when I've got kids that can do that, right?
Kids to do that.
I make them put on the accent too. You'll not be here long time. I sound like the master.
Your children actually have taken after you, haven't they? They've all started their own little voices, their own little shows and everything like that as well, haven't they?
Oh, it's like a ward in here. It's they walk around. They've all got very interesting personalities and very good senses of humour. We have a massive laugh. We have an
fantastic.
absolute
I mean, we found that out when we went together last year when we went to Brisbane. we really found that out.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
The Battle of the Kettles was the big one.
The
Was one of my favourite ones. Your son, every time he came into our room, would turn the kettle on.
The TV remotes.
Oh, the Battle of the Remotes, yes.
We stole your remote, and then we
yes.
sit there and change your channel.
Change your channel. Very true. Yes.
Yeah, but no, it's been like the one thing I've really enjoyed in lockdown is just getting on with the kids and seeing how they react now they've grown, and the senses of humour and coming out. There's some weird stuff that happens, but nonetheless, I mean, like you guys. I mean, you guys are working from home, and my wife's working from home as well. And I think the kids have had enough of it, to be honest, because Julian will often put the hoodie, and then stuff things into the hood so that it sits up here, and just like walk past a Zoom meeting like this. Or they'll be meowing and barking or something in the background, and
Actually, that's a good point that you bring up, though. Not only children, but pets. I've noticed that in a lot of meetings that I've joined recently, that people would automatically, they'll be talking and all of a sudden a cat will jump up on the front of them and go, "Oh, look at that, isn't that sweet? The little cat's up." No, it's not. We're at a meeting. Get that animal off. My wife does that when she has a meeting. She gets the cat and all of a sudden it'll sit on her laptop.
Oh,
and everyone's going, you can hear them going, "Oh, isn't that sweet? A real nice cat and everything like that." No,
yeah, and it sent 14 emails off to people that you didn't want to send emails to. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Your keyboard's got ringworms now, Warren.
Yeah.
Jesus.
But you know what? I don't reckon there are going to be issues after this as well, after the lockdown. Everyone goes, well, if they go back to work.
Never. But, no, we've already been told. So we've been spoken to that our way of working will now change. So we will be now majority of the time working from home. You'll
be accountable for the stuff you do. Is that what you're saying?
No, we'll be working from home. That's all. We'll be working from home.
So what?
Accountability will go right out the window.
You're going to stay as is or work a couple of days, go in, or what?
Well, no, apparently the way things are looking is that probably maximum 2 days to go into the office just to catch up and have a chat to people and have any meetings or anything like that needs to be done. Yeah. And then the rest of the time we'll be at home. So, probably, like if I can work it, Tuesday, Wednesday in the office, Monday
at
off.
The beach house.
Thursday, Friday working from home. So,
do you think this will be the norm?
Do you think doing extra hours?
Well, I know that this is the case as well. I think everyone has been working a lot more, being at home and doing stuff at home. But do you think this will be the new norm, GI? Do you think,
definitely,
we're going to go that way?
Yeah, definitely. I see this now that the success that a lot of companies have had with the people working from home. There's already several companies that I know of where they're not renewing leases.
Is it success or savings, cost savings?
Both. Yeah. Both. I think you're finding now a lot of companies are not renewing leases to their buildings. Floors, reducing floor number because all of a sudden now they're not going to have staff coming back into the office. Makes sense. All that will change. The way of life will change completely after this COVID.
Oh, for sure. Here's another question for you, and I ask this with true trepidation because I'm scared that you'll answer not the way I want, but again, prior to COVID...
Whenever have I not answered the way you want, seriously?
Whenever have you agreed with anything I've said? Prior to COVID and this whole working from home thing...
Yes.
How many times have you asked to work from home and it was denied? And so, no, we can't do that. And now they're making you.
It started off that way, right? I did start... I was actually working 1 day a month type situation from home to start off with. But I do know I did have a work colleague who had asked just prior to COVID to work from home, and they said, no, can't afford you working from home.
But it's not just can't afford. They didn't trust you. They couldn't see what you're doing. They didn't know what. Yeah, and now they're going to.
It's amazing.
That is going to be it. You will be working from home.
Yeah,
you'll have to make a case to go into work.
Well, you can't even do that now because it's against the law to have hot desking. The government had passed some sort of regulation you can't hot desk?
No, we have hot desking at work.
Huh?
We have hot desking at work.
I thought you couldn't do it because of cleansing.
No, but there's
social distancing.
No, that's why it's hot desking, because you're allocated a desk, but it's for that contact tracing as well. So we know who is at that desk on that day, who is at another desk at another day.
See, I thought it was the other way around. I thought you couldn't have hot desking because of contact tracing, because you don't want some blow-in just to rock up to the desk.
No. But no. Well, to get into our building, you have to fill in a questionnaire. There's an app that says, temperature, feel unwell, all that, etc. You gotta, when you come in, you actually get scanned for a temperature.
Yeah.
You actually then gotta show them the app that it's cleared, that you got a tick and you're okay, and then you got to scan to get a desk, and it tells you which desk to go off to.
Where's your building? In Queensland? Hey?
No, those are measures that people go through. That's what you got to do now.
That's unbelievable.
Reputable organisations, GI, do this.
Reputable organisation? So it sounds like ASIO.
It's almost like that.
It sounds.
But no, it's really well organised. It just makes it so much easier. Much easier. And you have to wear a mask all the time. Everyone wears a mask.
Really? Even in the office?
In office, in meetings, everywhere. Everyone's always wearing masks. Yep.
Really? Now that's got to be uncomfortable.
Yeah, it is. Especially when you're trying to give a presentation, you're trying to say something.
No facial expressions.
It just sweats.
Is that like your famous line?
What's that?
How can you be surprised if you got no eyebrows? It's sort of like the same thing. There's someone smiling behind a mask.
Well, this whole masking, there are pros and cons to the mask, and I like it to some extent, but what I don't like about it is I find it hard to recognise some people, especially in a new workplace. It's just like, do I know you? They're saying hello. Oh, yes, sorry, yeah. The good thing about it is that
some people can't recognise you with the mask.
Well, you don't have to brush your teeth, Jim.
You don't have to style your beard.
Yeah, you don't have to style your
Well, actually, I had the opposite reaction that had happened to me. I was getting a coffee down the street the other day, and a fellow workmate that I hadn't seen for a while. Now, mind you, I had a mask which covered obviously my nose and my face and my mouth and everything. I had a beanie which went up to my eyebrows, so all you could see were my eyes.
Oh, right? Okay. Yeah.
So this bloke's walked past and he goes, "Joe?" I was, "What?" I said, "Who are you?" He goes, "Oh, it's me." He goes, we work together. I said, "What?" He had to pull down his mask down. I said, "How are you going?" I said, "How the hell did you recognise me?"
Yeah.
He goes, your eyes.
Oh, your eyes. Oh, you have got lovely eyes.
What can I say? We've been going out now for about 3 weeks, so it's really nice.
Yeah, so there are benefits to the mask. The other thing I don't like about it, and it depends on the type of masks. I just wear those surgical masks and stuff, the blue ones. Simple, easy, throw away after a couple of weeks, and then reuse another one. There are those other black sort of stretchy ones. You've seen it? They look like...
They're the ones I use.
Yeah, and they're okay, but they reckon they're not overly great.
Oh, no, you're talking
needs a couple of more layers in there for it to be good. But the one I hate is, and I've seen a couple on YouTube, and the kids have done one, where you can turn a sock into a mask, where you cut the heel and put it in it. I mean, that was all right at first, but now I've got tinea around the lips. I've got gout on the nose. It's terrible. My breath smells like shoe when I don't brush it. Smells like runners. What's your toothpaste? Nike.
Nike. It's actually, I use the laces for floss. So yeah, I did one of those. I did actually 2 or 3 of them, and then I actually I got the sewing machine out and fixed them up a little bit. But they work fantastic. That hack is great.
Yeah.
The sock hack is a brilliant one. I loved it. When I got that off YouTube, I followed her instructions to the T. It was magnificent. Yeah, but we actually even had one through work where they had like a big gathering with all the company and everything, and people were showing little hacks for COVID-19. One of them was the sock hack. Yeah, and it didn't work for her when she did it live in front of everybody. She missed a step. I didn't want to tell her at the time. I thought it'd be an embarrassing thing, but she missed it, so it didn't work for her. So
how ironic! You miss a step in a sock thing.
Now I feel like
the problem you have, you're running around barefoot now because you got no more socks.
Yes, that's exactly right. What? Now I have what?
What?
You said now you have what?
Now you have that issue that you have no socks.
Oh, sorry. You're continuing on from that story. I thought you were trying to be smart and funny or something like that.
GI, this thing is not about being smart nor funny. You know that.
If that was the case, you're right. If that was the case,
we're only here to amuse ourselves.
Oh, I'm amused. I can tell you. I've been amused for quite a while.
Now, something I got to mention to you, and I know you're not overly into it that much, but the Tour de France has been on, and it's been painful and good for me because obviously you got to stay up late.
To watch it, yes.
Yeah, it's normally in July, and they've pushed it right through to now in September. But it's been fair. I love watching it, and a lot of people don't understand. How boring. I said no, but it's very tactical. It's very good.
But it is. I quite like. I love the Tour de France. What makes you think that I don't like it?
Because I like it.
What does that mean? I've always liked it.
Oh,
when we used to do the sports of all sorts, we used to have a chat to.
Well, we did actually. We spoke to Matt Keenan, the actual the commentator from the Tour de France. Yeah,
correct. Yeah. I love the Tour de France. Don't say that I don't like. Don't get feeding false information to people out there.
Don't go changing to try to please me.
Hence the reason why we do radio.
That's exactly the reason. But I was thinking with the Tour de France, right?
Yeah.
And I love the way they get fed, they have their
through the cars and everything
drinks, and they hand out the feed bags. Whether we could use that in life practice in some manner.
What's that? Have someone drive past and throw food while you're going home?
Just things in the Tour de France, like the pickup. Like if I order something from Coles, right, and to pick it up, I'd like to just drive out the front, just have some kid out the front holding one of them,
holding it out. You just drive past,
just
and pick
snatch it off him, and just keep going. Don't even have to stop.
Good point. Yeah, good point. That's like the guy, isn't it? Isn't there a designated food deliverer guy on the Tour de France as well?
Yeah, there is a guy that will go get drinks for everyone or get some food and come back. The feed bags, there are allocated spots where they just hold out the feed bags and he'll either collect a couple and then go give it. But yeah, there is one guy that will go,
the car.
Who's thirsty? I'm shouting. So he'll go back to the car and he'll stuff all the bottles in his Lycra shirt and stuff. And he's all, he's put on an extra, it feels like me, he's got 10 kilos of drinks.
10 kilos of drinks.
Pedals back up to him and goes, here you go, here's your drink. And, they'll throw off theirs.
Is he the
I'd
guy
love
that
to
no
shop
one
that
likes?
way. Wouldn't you like to shop that way?
Is he the guy that no one likes, though?
He's like the towel boy in a swimming pool.
Go back and get the food. I told you.
Fetch me some water. I want some water. Yeah.
I don't like this. Can you go get me something else, please? See if they've got actually cheese. I want egg and lettuce and cheese. Thank you. None of this crap. Go back.
See, what did you want? I suppose Uber Eats, really. That's all that is, isn't it?
It's the same thing. It's the same thing, isn't it? That's what it's going to be.
Especially the Uber Eats
next year's Tour de France.
Especially the Uber Eats that gets delivered around here. There's a guy on a bike that goes around pedaling. I ordered this last week. What are you doing to bringing it now? Yeah.
In honor of the Tour de France, we should hold the Tour de Pescaval. Get everyone to order Uber Eats and see all the cyclists, all the motorcyclists come around. It's a Tour de Pescaval.
We should do it.
Should do it. Should do it, mate.
Well, like I say, wouldn't you like to shop the way that guy shops? Like when he goes and gets all the drink bottles, it'd be great to just go through Bunnings instead of having shopping trolleys. Just go, I'll put a drill here. Yeah, I'm going to need a plank of wood. Oh, yeah, here's a couple of screwdrivers I'm going to need. And then you go to the counter.
Yeah, that's called shoplifting. You have a big coat with many pockets and things like that, and just keep stuffing them in there. You don't tell anybody, and you walk out.
Have you ever seen shoplift? Have you ever seen anyone shoplift?
I did. We did it at Westfield.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was actually quite surreal the way it happened.
Yeah.
My wife and I were walking in the court at Westfield, and some young kid. We actually saw him in the shop.
Yeah.
He walked out, and he looked suspiciously to begin with. So I said to my wife, I said, "This kid doesn't look. He's done something wrong. I can't work out what it is, but he's done something wrong." So one of the people, the shop attendants, came out, and I thought, "Oh, she's looking for the young fella." And then all of a sudden, she ran over to this young kid, and she goes, "I want you to come back into the shop." He goes, "No." She goes, "No, I want you to come back into the shop." He goes, "No." She goes, "I'm calling security," and he bolted. Yeah. And that was it. She goes, and then she started limping. She made out. She goes, "I can't chase him because I've got a sore leg." So she started limping back into the shop and shaking her head. She's doing the, "Oh God, if I didn't have a sore leg, I would have chased him down." Like that. So yes, I did see a shoplifter. And it was pretty unreal. Why? Have you seen a shoplifter?
Yeah, I remember when we used to work at Berkeley Square at the shopping centre there. We were like, Kmart was a big opening, and then we used to stand out the front and watch, and they would do the same thing. They'd surround the person. It'd be about 4 or 5 because they weren't allowed to touch them or grab them, and they'd say, "Oh, come back inside," and they go, "What for?" And I remember this one guy goes, "Oh, we think you've got something. You've taken something." He literally pulls it out of his pants and throws it on the floor and goes, "No, there it is. There it is." What are you talking about?
Actually, one of the funniest shoplifters I've ever seen, I think it was at Berkeley Square as well, where it was the shop across the road. I think that was like a witchery or something like that, opposite where we worked.
Yeah. If
I remember correctly. They had glass windows. Someone had gone behind the clothes, not knowing, I suppose, didn't realise that they were glass windows. Oh. So they were standing in the view of public, right, with 2 security guards standing on the other side, and they're trying to stuff a shirt down their top. Everyone's watching them. So actually people had stopped and gathered around and watching this person stuff this thing down their top. So as they've gone to walk out, security guard was waiting at the front of the shop. And they just grabbed him and he goes, "What?" "We shoplifted, we saw you." Surprise.
Laughs.
Very much so.
Gio, I think it's almost time to go, I think.
I reckon that's a good
Have you enjoyed
point.
yourself?
I've had a bit of fun.
A bit of fun. I have. It's been good. I can't wait until obviously we're sitting side by side and doing this.
Hopefully, very shortly. Very shortly. But I mean, this is something to start off with.
Yeah.
We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens in regards to this, and we'll see if we can actually kick something off.
Absolutely. So, I just want to also just remind everyone too that I know it's going to be on. We have a YouTube channel, so we'll pop this onto the YouTube channel. It's probably where you'll be watching this anyway. There is a Facebook page, which is the Haberdashery Boys. Our kids have been brilliant because they've organised an Instagram page for us as well, as the Haberdashery Boys.
Magnificent, I can tell you. The IT technical support from our children has been amazing.
Yeah, couldn't have done this without them, and especially just organising this podcast, I suppose, because you are in a house the other
5
side,
kilometres
probably
away.
the suburb, using technical equipment, GI, that I could say I'm very proud of you and the way you've handled it, because you're it's not one of your strong points, is it?
No, I am very much a technical novice, as people would say, and but I've stumbled my way through it. Eventually, I've got here. We've able to put something down and record something, and hopefully, we can get this out to have a look to see what it's like to start off with.
Absolutely. So if you've liked the podcast, obviously jump on, say hello, say thank you. If there are topics that you want to discuss or want us to have a chat about, again, jump on there. Say g'day, let us know what you want to have a chat about. We've also, well, you can see how GI rambles on. He's hard to stop once he gets going. Yeah, no, he's not going to say it. You weren't going to say it.
What? You have a go at me and then you think that I should actually stand up for myself? I'm not going to do that, thank you very much. Of course I ramble.
All right.
That's the whole reason of the show, isn't it?
I bid you farewell, GI. And
Good
the
night, my
opening
dear friend.
bid at... Yeah.
Sweet dreams.
You two will see you at our next podcast. Is it a podcast or a video cast? What are we terming it?
Hopefully anything that gets out there. I'm be happy if we got a message in a bottle.
even one of those. Yeah, put some thumbs up for us, will you? That'll be good.
Well, we'll see how we're going. This reminds me of our first radio show. Other than really wasn't that well scripted, but we got there.
I'd love to get a copy of that and just play a bit of it on the podcast.
I think I've got it. I think I've got the snippet of that first show.
Oh, yeah, it's sensational.
It was embarrassing, to say the least. All right, mate. Have a good night.
You too,
we'll
mate.
try and catch up next week.
We'll see you at the next one, buddy.
Bye.